Hey, welcome to our show, our game. I hope you all are excited for Strixhaven, because I'm excited for the Strixhaven. We have not played in a while. Our last session, some people couldn't make it, so we ended up doing some Jackbox games and chatted for a bit. This session, however, we are still missing a few people. Unfortunately, Dylan, playing Ryza, won't be joining us for about a month or so, possibly longer, just because of some work schedule changes. So hopefully that will balance itself out so that he can come back and join us. But if however long that takes, he'll always have a spot, right? Meanwhile, my sister is also not here tonight, Giuseppe, as well as our Dragonborn, Imogen, who has a work conflict. Well, Imogen doesn't, but Jerry does. However, we still definitely have enough people to play. Just so people are aware who are watching, all two of us, which is literally us.
I'm telling Alexa that we're starting right now.
Okay, cool. We need our one fan.
I know, I'm telling her.
But so long as we have 3 people is our kind of magical number to postpone a session. Dylan's not counting in that right now because Dylan's not going to be playing for a while, so we're just counting it like he's not a player in that tally. Just because, especially without Dylan here, I don't want to play with less than 4 people on stream. Players. But I will say, camera space, layout space does work a lot better with 4 people.
Wow.
I mean, we
Thank
have a little
goodness
spot.
we got rid of all the lame people.
Okay, I do realize that is kind of what it sounded like I was saying. That's not what I meant. Either way, I'm Emerson, your GM, going in counterclockwise. I almost said anti-clockwise, but like combined it with counterclockwise. So it's like clanty-clockwise. What? Clockwise? I fucked up. Okay.
Clancy Cockwise.
Guys, we're off to an
NPC.
amazing fucking start. Clanty Cockwise.
I want that character.
Clancy Cockwise. That's the character.
Yeah.
So good.
So starting in the Clancy Clockwise direction, we have Trent playing Syntax. Next is Deja playing Kaerthana. Then Melody playing Nim. And Evelina playing Carly. Eventually, I'm going to put the character portraits next to their names.
Emerson, you said Evelina playing Carly.
Fuck!
and everybody...
Fuck!
Because I don't exist now.
I'm sorry, Carly. Carly playing Evelina. They're just both so pure. I can't not. Yeah. Eventually, I'm going to put people's artworks next to their personhood name. Fuck, guys. I got really excited thinking this was going to be a really great session, and I am already crashing and burning. Like, I am a dumpster fire this session.
It can only get better from here.
You say that, but I think you underestimate how far down I can go. So we are going to first pick up with a 2 more scene, 2, 3-ish, 2 more scenes coming up that are going to be very temporally out of place. I couldn't have said that in a more complicated way. We're kind of jumping around in time a little bit. These scenes take place throughout the semester. The first scene is going to take place before our midterms because it is in our science lab. And Nim, post-midterms, can't really participate in the science labs.
You got fired.
So, for now, this scene... we did want to do this scene a few sessions back, which is why I'm allowing us to kind of go back in time. Another one is a gymnastics scene that we've been mentioning for like 4 sessions now. Yeah, so no pressure. If it's not amazing, I'm going to be upset. I say as I'm literally like half of that, so we'll find out. I have no clue what's happening in it though, so it's gonna be a ride for all of us. But first, just because it's gonna happen before it in timeline, we're gonna do our science lab scene. And this is specifically with both. I almost used Melody's name. This is with Nim and Syntax. Not Syntax and Melody.
That'd be wild.
That would be wild. We just isekai you guys into this.
Self-insert.
So, the campus magic labs in which you both work are on Quandrix campus as a reminder. They're inside something known as the Arithmodrome, which in this picture you can kind of see. There are multiple sort of floating geometric shapes, but the Arithmodrome is essentially one of these. Just a little bit smaller in the main campus proper. But it's the same kind of idea of just a geometric shape made out of water, that when you step inside, it actually is essentially a whole bunch of little pocket dimensions. So that if a experiment goes south, they can essentially just seal off that pocket dimension and get rid of all means to go to that dimension, so that nothing gets in or out of it. Think of it as sort of magical quarantine. Certain things like anti-magic fields and whatnot also aren't potent enough to bleed through those dimensions. So while an anti-magic field in one may limit you going out of that dimension, it's not going to destroy everything in the campus, right? Lots of safety measures here. So a lot of colleges use the Arithmodrome, not just Quandrix, but Quandrix also tends to be the most experiment-oriented college. And of course, Prismari's experiments are explosive and about their performance. So why do it in here where no one can see it? So you guys also are employed by, or I say employed by, she's in charge of the magic labs, Dika. She is a professor who focuses on fractals. She is very cool, very awesome, and kind of thinks you guys are cool, but like also didn't say it outright because like you guys are also a little sus, but yeah. I didn't completely forget what her voice is, guys. But yeah, we'll just find out if she comes up in the scene. Yeah. Hey, you guys are in the magic labs cleaning up stuff.
What stuff?
Experiment remnants. Cleaning those
Like
beakers. Making sure the Bunsen burners are turned off. Except
Were they working with any animals?
Do you want them to be working with animals? What do you want for this scene? Because there's lots of different things here. So this scene can take place after you're picking up after a Witherbloom experiment that they wanted in a controlled setting, not out in Sedgemoor, even though that tends to be where Witherbloom works because they like the just overall ambient life magic. You could be picking up after a dissection done by Quandrix because they're all about understanding how things work scientifically. You could be cleaning up failed fractal creations. Whatever you feel like works for your scene. You guys have been working here for half a semester, so.
Sure, let's clean up a Witherbloom experiment.
Cool. Yeah, so it's a little gross. It's more contained than you would probably expect for the average Witherbloom experiment. Because again, it's done in this laboratory setting. In part because it looks like they were trying to specifically target that creature's life energy, as opposed to mixing with ambient energies. Sometimes Witherbloom experiment in here to kind of make sure that they can target something or someone very specifically with magic, as opposed to kind of area of effect spells, which Witherbloom oftentimes does because they tap into the sort of whole ecosystem dynamic life essence. But yeah, So there's quite a few pests that you guys are cleaning up. Most of which it's not necessarily gory, because they just sort of siphon life energy from it. But there's definitely pests, definitely pest food, definitely gunk.
Yeah.
Go! Sorry.
Melody, I was gonna say, Melody wanted to have this scene, so you tell me what you're doing. Syntax is just, this is Syntax on wheels mode, I think. Yeah,
Yes,
this is
Shit,
this-
really?
This would be
Yeah.
pre-armor.
Pre-armor?
Did you want to have? Yeah,
We'll do
he's
another
working
scene.
on it in
Yeah.
here.
Wondering.
I was gonna say, if it matters, we can say it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, this can be kind of wherever you want with this melody. It can also be kind of you guys wrapping up at the end of the day, using some of the time to work on personal projects or anything along those lines. Yeah.
Okay, I should have thought about this more, and I didn't.
You're good.
What things do you require for the scene? Do you need Syntax to be armor?
No,
Do you?
I don't
Okay.
require anything for it. It was really just like I thought it would be cool
Okay,
if
cool.
we did do
No,
one
that's-
scene when we
that's
were in the
perfect.
labs before the
Okay.
semester ends.
No, that's perfect. I want to know
Okay,
that.
okay,
I have
yeah.
stuff I can do with it.
Okay, sorry I wasn't like this
No,
specific.
you don't need to say sorry at all. So that was me for not communicating. So this is kind of post clean up. You guys do have a little bit of the benefit of kind of like a someone on call. Oftentimes the beginning of your shift and the end of your shift are most busy. You have to set up for experiments and clean up for experiments. But you guys don't have enough experience working here to actually help and aid in experiments. So oftentimes that means you guys have a 3-hour, 4-hour gap sometimes where you guys can sit and do homework, work on your own projects, essentially use the space as you see fit. But if someone, if there's a spill or something in the third pocket dimension, you guys have to go and help. Think of it as kind of sitting behind a desk almost, right? Not quite, but it's that same kind of on-call feel. So during this time, I imagine Syntax is probably using a lot of the resources and whatnot here to work on his armor.
Yep.
There's also the occasional other, I would say, this is what it is. There's the occasional other employee here as well. What drive is this on? Sorry, I thought
I know who this is gonna be.
Me too.
I had where
We can you look for. We will start seeing.
Thank
I
you.
can always talk
Thank
about
you.
random shit. So Nim,
Real quick, I'm gonna have this be after Nim and Tavash's conversation,
cool.
in his office hours.
Cool. I didn't watch that scene, so I don't know what the fuck
Okay.
that means.
It means a
doesn't
lot.
matter.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's fine. I don't need to know.
It's
'cause My
great.
character don't know. So Nim, anything new now that you've gotten yourself situated?
A lot, actually. He's just like nervously picking at whatever's in front of him. What kind of pests are they cleaning up after?
That's what they're called, right?
Yeah, they're
Just
literally
pests.
called
Like
pests.
a thing that was on Della's shoulder.
Yeah. I will say, again, most of the stuff is cleaned up, but Nim, I forgot someone you guys are working with. God, there is a God. I'm excited about this. So there is one kind of supervisor that you guys work with. He doesn't work with you guys that much because he's an upperclassman and tends to be supervising, like assigning people to help in certain labs But I will say the first time that Nim saw them, you probably got a little bit of anxiety. Because Nim has encountered them one other time. Specifically,
Motherfucker.
yeah, the one that was a little overly curious in Nim. He's in your necromancy
Ooh.
class. Again, you will catch him every once in a while watching you a little too long. Again, not in like a crush kind of way, but in a very much so like observing a specimen in the wild kind of way. And so it definitely is unsettling. And this is one of the few times that he actually seems to be in between managing people. So as you guys are cleaning up and doing all of this, he has come and gone from this room about 3 times. It looks like he's kind of moving some equipment from the far side. But you'll notice that there's only really one more box of equipment. So you have a feeling in the next, 5 minutes or so, he might be coming in here and you'll be stuck with him for a while, which hasn't really happened before. You're hoping maybe he'll go help with an experiment, but you just have this sinking feeling that today is gonna be the day that he has nothing better to do.
Yeah. Syntax is just gonna, as they kind of leave, like look over at Nim with like a slightly smug face and be like, I think somebody likes you.
What? I don't. That's
He keeps looking at you.
No, I think he's just curious about my Demagoth blood.
We can ask him when he comes back in.
Don't ask him
So
if he has a crush on me.
Fine. In that case, you said you had something you wanted to talk about.
Not necessarily, just things are
Things
weird.
happened.
I talked to Tavash.
Without me.
I'm sorry, it was personal and, well, he had said something when we were talking to him about the Eldritch Ball. About him making a pact with Demagoth and getting out of it.
Tavash?
That's what he said. And it's true, apparently, because I asked him about it.
Just because... Go on.
You're saying that he could be lying?
No, I don't understand why he would lie, especially to you, about something so personal to you.
That's what I was thinking. Anyway, I don't think I'm even the person who made the pact with my patron.
You don't remember?
I don't remember ever meeting my patron in person. Tavash said that that's the only way that they can make a deal with you. I've only ever seen him in my mind. So that must mean that someone else made the pact and sacrificed me in their place.
Why don't you just ask your patron if they're in your mind?
Well, I'm going to.
Not all of us could be so lucky to just have answers on beck and call whenever.
I suppose I should see myself as lucky. You're right.
What is your... You said you call your Demagoth a patron?
Right.
That's a very saucy way of calling somebody. Okay. Why don't you call on them right now?
Right.
Are you afraid
Right
to?
now? No.
Yes. I could cover for you.
I'm not afraid.
What is their name?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't spend enough time with this person.
It's really difficult to spend time with them sometimes. I don't really know necessarily how to talk to them all the time.
Syntax just kind of looks a bit confused and goes, maybe I don't understand. Well, something to think about then, because you're getting the short end of the stick on this. You might as well get some answers.
That's true. I do get power from him, so he usually contacts me. I don't usually contact him. I don't.
Does he ask you to do things?
No. Not really.
So,
Sounds boring.
as you're saying sounds boring, the door opens and Erzmaktok Grojish come. I really tried to say that not super slow and I just couldn't. Also, apologies
How
there for
you're
a
supposed
second.
to say it.
I was trying to adjust audio levels and I ended up just messing stuff up for a second there. So, yeah, that's fun. But Erzmaktok comes in and he's staring directly at Nim, unblinking as he closes the door. And then he looks at you. I was listening.
Looking is free, but this is not a buffet.
He walks over, pulling out his notebook, completely ignoring whatever Syntax said, and goes right over to you and then
Syntax
squints and looks at you. What is Syntax doing?
It's not behind their back when they pass by. It's just gonna give a casual flip off and then just continue to do their work in their corner.
I love that. They have the
Doesn't
notebook
matter.
ready to take notes right in front of you. You say
Oh my
you can contact this individual freely, and that he usually contacts you?
Sorry, but I don't believe we were talking to you.
No, you
But
weren't.
if you'd like to join
But
the
as a good
conversation,
researcher, I was listening.
Sounds rude.
Syntax just behind is like,
Rudeness
Go ahead.
only is for those who value sentimentality over scientific and magical progress.
Nim's fiddling with a pest and he's just strangling it as he's looking at this guy and he's like, so what do you want to know?
Quite frankly, everything.
Don't start.
Well, how did this happen? Were you born this way? It's perplexing. He reaches up before you can really process what's happening and plucks a hair from your head. And then pulls out a vial and drops it in it. And then he literally does exactly what this picture is, as he kind of swirls the vial around and it changes from this sort of clear color to yellow. He's like, yes, I thought so. And then he puts it away and starts writing again.
Syntax slams the book down on the table hard.
Be careful there, you don't want to break equipment, he says without looking back at you.
You need to be very careful right now yourself.
Nim just looks at
promise
Syntax
you
like, what
I
the
have
fuck?
Done my due diligence.
You don't pluck things off of people without permission, and if you want to answer these questions and be rude, you're going to have to give us something in turn.
I don't believe you're part of this conversation, but you do bring up a good point. This whole time he
speaking
hasn't...
to him and then you interrupted. So
yes, but he's not interested. He turns to Syntax. That's a lie. You are interesting because you're somehow alive with half a body. But,
only where it counts.
If he doesn't seem to process that there's anything sexual about that statement, he's still mainly paying attention to Nim. And he says, but your paraplegic friend here has brought up a good point. What can I give you in return for this information? Fair trade is fair trade, and even just this information I've already gathered is enough to keep me studying for perhaps a month. So,
Syntax,
Speak.
because he's the one who wanted something.
No, Nim, you're quite interested in necromancy and the likes. I'm sure that this individual, we're in the same class, correct? What is your name?
It's Mactalk. Grudgish. Second year.
Maktok Grojish.
You can just call me by my first name, Mactalk.
Maktok. Well, Nim is quite fascinated in all things necromancy. I'm sure if they had questions, they could come to you, especially if it's something Tavash is occupied with already.
Of course, yes. He says...
Do you research things that interest you or that are also... Well, I guess what I'm asking is, do you research first and ask if you have permission to research them later?
He looks at you like that's the dumbest question that he's ever been asked.
Syntax looks so fucking pissed and done already.
He then picks up the vial that he has the hair from and then shakes it at you like a duh.
Syntax is gonna smack it out of their fucking hand.
It goes flying and he's like, oh, well, that was rude, but I figured that would answer your question if you had,
What a
writes
brain.
in his notes. I wasn't going to say a brain, I was going to say proper deductive reasoning. But it is fascinating nonetheless. He flips a few pages to where you assume is his notes on syntax, and he starts writing some things. You'll notice, because you're tall, Nim, and I'm assuming you're standing, you'll notice that page is substantially, like, your page has, like, full diagrams, notes, all this stuff. This is, like, 3 lines. Like, the first one is, like, probably dead, question mark. Stuff like that.
Amazing.
Essentially, just, you can tell that, like, he knows it's an interesting topic, but he's not interested in syntax. So he has notes to say that he's looked into it, but like not because he actually is interested. Whereas like yours is like meticulously organized, like a third of the whole journal. And syntax is like a third of a page.
Fine. We don't have to be friends, but you know what? We can get something out of this. Let's be honest and tell each other what we learn about things. I think you're interested in knowledge, and I think me and Nim as well are also equally interested in that.
Yes. So share research. I can do that. And sometimes an extra set of brains, even if they are. He looks at syntax and squints a little. Underdeveloped, can still be helpful.
Every opinion can lead to new answers.
Exactly. I'm happy you agree.
How's this? I'll answer any of your questions, but you have to answer any of my questions.
Fair, yes. He turns back to you, not paying attention to syntax in the least anymore. If syntax was trying to be intimidating, you're pretty sure it didn't work at all on Earth's Mactalk. Unless you want to roll an intimidation.
No, that's fine.
Okay. But as far as, you just, for lack of a better term, don't seem to matter to him.
Good to know.
So, why did the vial turn yellow when you put my hair in it?
It's quite simple, really. It's a reaction. Had your genetic material been, I guessed based off of your relatively slight frame despite your height, that if you were something before this, I probably have some elven descent in you, whether that's full elven or not. So this is quite simply just a, he says, he points over at the thing smashed on the far side with that was the vial. And he's like, I suppose not this, but that was simply a means to identify elven genetic material, which you do possess, meaning that you were at one point at least elven.
My dad is full drow. if I remember
Dark Elf,
correctly.
nice. I appreciate fascinating people. Yes. So, would that be Dark Elf from the northern reaches, from Eiselheim, or no?
I couldn't tell you, and my mother was human.
Half elf. I will say I did not expect that. It explains a lot. He starts like writing in his notes furiously again. Go on. You can ask me anything as well, but keep in mind I'm only obligated to answer, not provide information freely. So make sure you ask the right things.
What research and what brought you to Strixhaven yourself?
Well, that is a very good question. I think...
I could start with a simpler one. What are you?
I am a... Hold on a moment. I want to say he's an orc. Yeah, he is.
Cool.
He is.
You can go with whatever you want.
Yeah, he is.
Syntax
I
isn't
am
there.
an orc. And my people tend to... well, there's this old religious... I'd argue more of a fanaticism in my culture, that some of us worship essentially rotten disease. It's rather unbecoming. We're very intelligent people, and, well, part of why I'm here is to show that we have much more to provide to the world than just, well, what many think we are, which is big, muscled, brainless hunks that only devote themselves to death and decay. If you're asking if that's why I'm here, I'm not nearly that altruistic. That's just a positive note to it. No, I'm here because I'm interested in things other than death, decay, and violence, and, well, again, stereotypes exist for a reason. If I want knowledge beyond that, I have to go beyond that, don't I?
Part of the life side of Witherbloom, then.
Yes and no. I do focus more. Oh, no, I'm Witherbloom. He gestures at his robes. And then he looks at you, squints, and then jots down on his syntax page, has difficulty with colors. And
my weakness.
And then goes back. And he'll say that quietly as he's writing it. You know, like, you're very aware that that's what he just wrote. But you will know, because even if you haven't directly interacted with Ertzmek Talk, you've worked pseudo with him for a good month or two now, that rumor has it he's completing enough credits to earn multiple degrees when he graduates. So he is always the first to the class, last to leave. He's the asshole who will be like, but you didn't collect the homework. Or say, like, but you didn't assign homework, or literally ask for more homework. But the thing is, he doesn't make an attempt to show off. He just sees stuff as rudimentary. So it's, not to sound weird, but it's a lot like here. He's being a piece of shit, but it all stems from this, like, analytical, like, your feelings are secondary. Like, it's, I'm here about progress, that's what we're here for. If you can't handle that, you're in the wrong area.
I bet you get bored easily.
Deeply, he says, not really looking up from his notebook. Was there something you were going to say with that, or was that just a superficial observation? He looks over his glasses.
I'm writing it in my notes. Here, I'm writing it in my journal right now. Syntax says, like, clearly not doing that.
He'll just maintain eye contact at this point.
Ooh, you like me now.
Is sarcasm a defense mechanism for you?
Probably. I don't know.
Perhaps you should work on yourself if you don't even know that much about it. You just, my, as they say, 2 cents on the topic.
What is sense?
Yes, it's a phrase. I should probably have said 2 copper on the topic, because cents don't exist in this setting.
Well, your senses, like sight and...
Yes, that is what I meant. You are correct. Thank you. Well...
Come on, Nim. Witherbloom 101. Oh, a bit of... Anyways, well, I'm not going to lie, you are interesting to me, and you're more direct and you're not so floofy as a lot of the other people I don't quite like in this school. So I know it doesn't seem like I don't like you, but I do recognize that you possess talent and are hardworking, so well done.
I don't need your praise.
I know.
But yes.
And that's what I like about
I'm
you.
I'm not Prismari. He gives a shudder.
Thank you. Syntax would, lean over and, reach a hand out for a high five. Almost.
He looks at your hand like you're extending, a dead fish to him.
It's the metal one.
Okay, then he'll be interested. But he won't shake your hand. He'll, grab your thumb and, pull your hand open so that he can study your palm as he, looks at it.
Wow.
Fascinating. The articulation of this joint is very well done. I'm not a clockwork mage by any means, but I do dabble.
Thank you. I did it with one hand.
That is equally as impressive. Perhaps you deserve
This is
more
very
than-
talented.
Perhaps I should keep an eye on you as well. In a
good luck in
purely
your studies. I
academic
think
standpoint, not in a...
I understand. You don't interest
care
me
what
in
you
that
do
way.
with your life. But you are an interesting specimen. Though I will say, your life energy is all sorts of strange.
Yeah, I meant to talk to Tavash about that at some point before I stopped taking Witherbloom classes.
Yes, I mean, you're obviously a construct.
Yes, I have my own personal reasons of wanting to learn these things. Am I going to go somewhere when I die? What
I
aspects?
wouldn't bet on it. And then he just turns from you, like that makes you lesser. And then just turns back to Nim. You will go somewhere, but the question is whether or not your little Demagoth patron has, claimed that little soul of yours. I don't know if that's something they do. We know so little about them.
Do I go somewhere different?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe Demagoths feed on souls. We don't really know. We just know they like to make people and things sad. And that's
So
an
what do you know
understatement.
about
It's truly
Demagoths?
misery. What was
So
that?
do you know anything else about Demigoths?
If I knew anything else about Demagoths, I wouldn't be studying you now, would I? You're the closest thing I will probably ever get to being able to study a Demagoth in the flesh.
There are Demigoths in Detention Bog.
Well,
if
of
you're not
course,
scared.
there's everything in Detention Bog. But unlike what I may seem, there is still at least some survival instincts in me. I can't publish any research if I'm not alive to research it. Well, I don't have to be alive, but you know what I mean.
Well,
I'm
I'd
not-
go in there for you and check it out, but I wouldn't be able to get out.
You
Or
wouldn't.
that's at least what someone told me.
He starts
Have you been
scribbling
into
down again.
Have you been into Detention Bog yourself? Earthsmack talk? Earthmack talk?
Well, of course,
Yes.
I've been in Detention Bog. Who do you take me for?
I mean, you... the music threw me off, I'm sorry.
Yeah, shit.
I can
this is the one with the
continue on.
lyrics. No!
It's all right.
Ah.
You just take me as somebody who, I don't know, might be a bit more... Are you not afraid of anything?
oh, fear has its place, but it will just
It's
get
not
in
big,
the
spooky
way.
things.
If I
That's
can
impressive.
overcome it, I'm going to try to overcome it, no?
I don't know many students who would willingly go into detention bog, that's all.
That is true. But
What did you see
again,
when you were
I'm
in
not
there?
like many students.
I'm starting to
Find
realize that.
Did you find anything interesting when you were in there?
Oh, well, certainly I did. Enough that
like what?
I'm still processing exactly what it is.
Yep.
Got it.
Why did they put lyrics in this? I don't get it. It's supposed to be a D&D playlist.
I thought this was a magic lab. Get that bard out of here. There's some kid in the hallway. That kid comes into the class and is like, Cynthia, I love you.
I will use this to transition him out of here. You do start hearing some music going on, and he's like, oh my goodness, we're having some bleeding. I'm going to go deal with that. Have fun, you little whippersnappers.
We'll be here.
And then he heads out, and after he leaves, you process, like, did he just call you like a 70, like what a grandpa would call you?
Syntax is gonna come over to Nim and be like, I really want to watch this person. I have thoughts on them.
I don't like them. And he like squeezes the pest's neck and it just snaps.
I don't have great instincts, but he has that same overconfidence that Aurora had, if you catch my drift.
I do.
He's young.
I agree.
He's very confident, and he's not afraid of anything. I smacked that vial out of his hand, and he didn't even blink an eye.
He didn't.
That's something that I would expect from Tavash, not just any normal student. That's all I'm saying.
No, I totally get what you're saying.
I could look across the room in that lab right there and make every little nerd pee their pants.
Yeah, you could.
I will say, as you guys are chatting, oh, my camera went
This is quiet. I'm trying to... It's all right. You can say what you want, but because he's already listened in, like, I'm hush.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Go on.
I will say you do hear more just moving around in the hallway outside of your room. You can guess that some experiments are probably ended, or other people are carrying stuff. You know, just whatever kind of relaxation time, in quotes, is probably coming to an end. And sure enough, while you guys are talking, the door kind of struggles to open, and you see just like a big stack of boxes. Like you can't see the person, it's just like this big stack of boxes like coming in. So like there's already sort of movement and whatnot going on.
Let us help. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will say, yeah. And so the big stack of boxes, you hear from the other side of it, just in a sort of small voice, like, no, I got it. You're good. I got it.
Yeah, Nim will go over and help too.
And sure enough, like, they definitely didn't really have it. But
Nim will take off like the topmost box.
Yeah. And then you will
see... Right where their face is.
Yeah, exactly.
You will see someone you haven't seen before. Someone who you doesn't, as far as you know of, work in the campus magic labs. Except I lost their artwork, so maybe you won't see them. What is going on? What? Okay, here. So you see someone, what is it? Shift X, Shift Z, and it's loading. You see someone that you haven't seen before. A small kid who definitely looks a little bit too young to be working here. If Kay was here, you would recognize him as the kid who was running around in the Fury Gale with you. But he is definitely moving around with kind of the I'm not supposed to be here kind of energy of like helping.
Syntax is gonna pick up on that and immediately like pick up a box and stand in front of them so they can't continue walking and just slightly tower over him and go, "Are you allowed to be back inside here?"
Yeah.
Terrified.
Really?
He's not
I
looking
don't
at you.
recognize you.
He's just like looking down, kind of. He's like, I'm just helping.
Nim is gonna crouch down and be like, "Where's your mom?"
You work in the campus magic labs?
I'm helping my aunt.
Who's your aunt?
Her. And as he says that,
Is it Diza?
The door opens and you hear, Animo, honey, are you coming? Did you drop off the boxes for me? Oh.
Jim stands up like super straight.
Yeah, just like we both take a step back, like.
Okay, music too loud. Sorry. Thank you.
We were just doing introductions, Professor. This one's yours?
I'm trying to remember what voice I did for her.
You just go with whatever.
I don't think it was the British. I think I did, okay, we'll go with something. It's fine. This is my nephew. He is, he is under my care now. He will be enrolling.
What's your name, little one? Nim's like trying to be like, hello, but he's like super creepy.
Hello, delicious child.
Oh my god. So he will kind of stand, shoulders slightly hunched. You can tell he's definitely not used to talking to people. And then he recites it like it's sort of a line he's practiced. And he's like, my name is Animo. I am Dika's nephew, and I am going to be enrolling next year.
Oh, you're so cute. Have you met Giuseppe? They're like your height. I'm gonna introduce you.
Oh,
they need someone their age because we are a terrible influence on that child.
Oh, 100%.
Do you have many others your age to play with?
He's giving the scared eyes to his aunt, of they're asking questions I didn't plan for, and she just gives him a go on nod of it's okay, which you can see to him is arguably devastating. He wanted her to rescue him from this situation, not encourage the situation.
No, if you're going to go to school here next year, you have to talk to people. Otherwise, people are going to trample all over you, child.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Don't you want to do the best and be the brightest in your class? You're not going to do it sitting in the back, not talking.
He looks over at Dika a little alarmed, and she's like, it's a figure of speech. They're not going to actually walk on you.
No. Oh. No, that's true. I don't think I've seen anyone walk on children.
That would be an interesting form of motivation.
Fuck you, Jerry. God damn it.
I can't read when I'm in the scene because it throws me off.
God damn it, Jerry.
Listen, Animo, that's your name? Are you usually around here?
When I get to help and stuff, yeah.
Fine. I will talk to your aunt, and Syntax will look over at the professor, and we will see about bringing over Giuseppe sometime.
Like a play date.
Yep.
You don't have to. I'm fine, but thanks, I guess. I should probably get going. Yeah. He tries to back away, but bumps into a stool and then apologizes to the stool. And then kind of
Syntax is already Giuseppe's gonna love this.
And then he kind of like backs up to one of the walls and is like, okay, yeah, see ya, bye. And then you see him do, actually, the thing that you saw Dika do, where he kind of steps back into the wall and it fractals out as he kind of steps through the fractal and away. Dika just kind of sighs and rubs her temple. And then she looks at you both and then just says, thank you for humoring him. He's very gifted with fractals, but he's lived a rather sheltered life.
Oh. We'll introduce him to somebody his age, and he'll see how dumb kids run around and do things. That's what they do, yes?
I suppose, yes. But,
Fun.
For his safety, he's not allowed to leave Quandrix College.
Oh, okay. That's a lot. My first thoughts are, is school that dangerous? And then I thought, is he dangerous?
No, nothing like that. It's simply because, as his guardian, I can't really keep an eye on him outside of the college that I work at.
What about next year?
Oh, next year he'll be a student, so... She just kind of gives an awkward shrug.
Well, if you want us to bring someone for him to practice conversing with, I think he would benefit from that, because my goodness.
Yes, I do too. We're working on that. Imagine it, but he's actually improving. Yes, he was a lot worse. Again,
I can't imagine.
His parents were very
That was also my question. Is his parents alive?
No, they're not around anymore.
I'm glad I didn't ask.
You're good. That's why he's here with me, as opposed to living somewhere that's safer than a college campus for a 13-year-old. But no, he's with me now. His parents were alum of Quandrix, hence his name, named after, the Animus Theorem. They
did they work on it?
They did. Back.
Did they invent it?
No. This theorem is far too old for that. No, but they were contemporaries of Ibrahim, and so now Ibrahim kind of leads that, but for a time they worked with him. But now, no.
Oh. Did ask, where's your mom?
You said that? Oh yeah.
Fucking idiot. You did. Dika will look at you all. But yes, he's quite gifted. His parents definitely pushed him with some of the fractal magic, perhaps a little too hard, but he's quite gifted at it. But that's about all he's gifted at. If you, I say that with love, but we're working on it.
He'll get better. He'll be fine. Nothing like pushing him off the deep end.
Do me a favor and
don't talk to him again?
No, just I honestly, you two are weird, but ultimately I think a pair of good souls. Even if
not like that. And Syntax will nudge towards the other guy who's with us. I forget his name now. It's not written up on the thing.
I imagine you're probably talking about a smack talk?
Yes.
Yes. I kind of intentionally try to keep a smack talk away from the boy, because I have a feeling he'll be quite fascinated by just animals. Well, again, he seems to do calculations of theory craft, of fractal craft, practically, subconsciously, much like a sorcerer might be doing magic for Prismari. It's quite impressive.
He's just all magic in his head. Ooh, fun.
It's quite impressive and something that I very much so want Erzmak Talk to stay far away from.
We won't tell him anything about the boy.
That's what I was going to ask, is just do me a favor and let the boy just live his life before he's a student.
Yes, that's why I wanted him to talk to Giuseppe. Giuseppe's a child who likes to run around and like pick flowers.
He's also a prodigy.
Perhaps that would be good for him, but just please don't start saying there's a kid who lives on Quandrix campus.
Fair.
Thank you.
We never saw him.
She's
that's
like
true.
Debating if like you should say that, like if that's a little too extreme, but then she's like, yeah. She's like, thank you.
He doesn't exist.
I better go. I hear that one of the rooms accidentally, spontaneously started playing lyrical music. So
yeah, we heard that. It was terrible.
It was, wasn't it? So Earthmac Talk and I better go deal with that. Think you can put away those boxes for me? And then she like gives you sort of an assignment to do, and then
yeah, boxes.
And as she's kind of stepping out, she's like, also, Syntax, your armor's coming along nicely.
Thank
I'm
you.
not one for constructs that, well, aren't fractal, but I can recognize artistry when I see it. Good job.
Thank you.
Keep up the good
He'll
work.
give like a wink. He'll give like a slightly unprofessional like wink. I don't know.
He would.
She'll look at you.
Yeah, he would.
And like, there'll be this moment of like, am I going to acknowledge that he did that? No, I'm not. And then she's gonna leave. But yeah.
I love her.
Okay. Great.
She definitely like wasn't Scottish before, but she is now.
I'm vibing.
She deals so much.
They all do.
Yeah. But now you know why Animo was so nervous when he ran into Kay the other night. Because he snuck out of the campus he was supposed to be at.
Yeah. That's cute.
Yeah. But then that scene went a lot longer than I thought it would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just talk unless you stop me, so you have to.
No, it was great. I enjoyed it. I don't mean that in a bad way, but I would like us to jump into our gymnastics scene. I need to get the like air horn sound effect so that I can just play it.
Get a soundboard.
Fucking
Whoa,
hell.
Kenny.
Yes.
Can we for this scene? Can we say that because Syntax has not been doing any of the aerialist stuff?
Yeah.
And can we say that just to loop in Carly as well? Just have, because we only have 4 of us here, Syntax and say, I'm going to do some shit today if you want to come and watch type thing. Yes, to Nim as well.
This can be right after you built your armor, so this is going to be like the first time that you actually are participating.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh.
And so you're like, you're proud of it. You don't want to be too pushy, but also like, come look at this cool thing I made. You know?
It's
I
true.
don't know.
Yeah, exactly. I'll use that excuse for Group RP.
Yeah.
GRP, guys. Gotta love it.
RP.
So you guys are here, and even though he's only a first year, somehow, and we don't claim to understand how, but it happened, Xanther's kind of become like the de facto head of this club. Like, he's a first year, but like, if there was an older student in charge of it, you don't even know who they are at this point, because Xanther's just kind of like so charismatic. Like, you realize in retrospect that even like the day that you guys came here, he technically wasn't in the club yet either, because he was a first year, right? So like during orientation,
he was promoting it. What an idiot.
So like during orientation, like, yeah, part of you, like, someone will mention it in the club at some point. They're like, wait, Xanther's a first year, right? Didn't he get you to join the club? Yeah, he got me to join it too. So like little things like that you guys are just like every once in a while someone will be like realize it, but then just be like, fuck it, he's good.
But then we'll be like, oh shit, Xanther's taking his shirt off. Let's watch.
Yeah, literally, the moment you would question it further than that, he does something too hot and everyone gets distracted.
And then everyone's like, what? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So Xanther is over there with his llama juice. I saw dice online today that are like the Cusco's poison dice, and I need them, but I can't find them on Etsy. So like, what is life? Okay, sorry, super interesting story. So Xanther is like teaching people how to tumble. He's like, you gotta tuck, you gotta tuck in and flex those abs. Okay, do it like me. Okay, here we go. Yes. Oh, yes, you landed that. Oh, yes. Oh, good job.
What does Nim and Evelina think about this? Because they haven't come to this, and it's just a straight-on, like, welcome to acrobatic.
Yeah, like half the people here are here to ogle Xanther. Like, they don't do anything in the club.
Nim's staring at Xanther, but not because he's hot, but because he wants to kill him.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, fuck, I forgot.
He's just, like, glaring at him.
I fucking forgot.
Oh my gosh. I think Evelyn would definitely be watching people do the things. It's definitely not staring at Xanther like everyone else is, unaffected. It's like, whoa! Look at
And Kay, what are you up to?
Kay has spent most of these sessions, acrobatic sessions, like hanging out with Syntax on the side just because Syntax hasn't been doing as much, and also sneaking peeks at Xanther but not watching them the whole time. And she hasn't
Syntax has no... Yeah, go on. You finish yours, sorry.
She hasn't done a ton of like tumbling or anything during these sessions since she's been hanging out with Syntax. Her whole childhood, the kids in the village were scared of her, so she used the trees as like bows, like what are they called?
She did the footloose dance whenever she was angry.
Beams, basically, yeah. Like she did acrobats like all through the trees and flipping around, things like that. So she has moves, but she has not shown them yet because she's most enjoying the show.
I love her. I love all of your guys' characters. I don't know if I say that enough, but like everyone. Okay. I'm also realizing I didn't shave before the stream today because I was like, why does my face look stupid? And then I realized, okay,
no, it looks good.
Not look stupid.
No, but I'm like, why is the lower half lower resolution? And then I realized.
Why is it less pixels?
I'm like, why is it less defined? Why does it, or more like, why is it so shadowed? I literally, like, guys, you don't understand. I was trying to get the lighting correct earlier. And I'm like, why is the upper half of my face so much brighter? So yeah, I'm actually an idiot. So I figured it out on a side note. Don't mean to distract from the scene, but it just clicked like right now when I did this, and I was like, wait. Yeah. So that's my brain. Okay, continue. So you've mainly been chilling at the side. So does that mean today, as Syntax steps up to the plate?
Yeah.
Except it's not a plate.
Syntax comes into comes up in their full first time like full outfit costume for this, which we'll say is the one Melody is drawn. Like it's skimpy and it's sexy, but that's not what he wears. That's not, unfortunately, what he wears to school every day. Because that would be fucking crazy.
This is an incredible piece of art, guys. And it's taking forever to load, but it'll show up at some point. Gotta love high resolution art, right? Cool. Okay, there it is.
But in their hands, Syntax has a very well packaged present that says Ryza on it. Or sorry, not Ryza. Sorry, I looked at your name because it says Ryza under you right now. Syntax has a present for K Earthina.
It says Ryza?
So cute.
No. It says K Earthina. Sorry.
Okay. I was like, did I mess it up?
No.
Okay.
No.
That's adorable. So you have a present for K Earthina.
Yep. I got you something. You're gonna hate it or you're gonna love it. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
But go ahead and open it. I hope it fits. Syntax will wink.
Okay. Kate very slowly starts to open this. She's scared something's gonna explode. Like she has no idea. It's Syntax. So she's like, very
it's light.
Opening it.
Yep. You open it, and it is also acrobatics costume. Syntax's is very skimpy and flashy and highly patterned and whatnot. This one actually isn't on that same kind of color scheme and mood and whatnot. He did put thought into that's not Kaerthana's vibe. So it kind of matches colors that are more on her kind of vibe. Earth tones, rich jewel colors and whatnot. And the fabrics are very beautiful and expensive. I never said this, but whatever Syntax makes from working in the magic labs, he pretty much throws it into like materials for projects and shit he makes. So, shabam. I didn't give Emerson any heads up on that.
You're fine.
So,
you're an artificer.
Is that
you
fine?
Can just do that.
After
I made this for you, and of course, it has to be a little sexy because come on, Xanther's over there. But I took your measurements in your sleep. I hope that's all right. It should fit. Don't worry. Yes, one day when you were going into your room, I followed you in and just quietly stood in the corner until you fell asleep.
Stop there. Nope, that's enough. Thank you so much, Syntax.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna go put this on.
Trent, do you have inspiration?
I don't know. I don't.
Well, you do
we don't
now,
roll dice.
Regardless, because that's fucked up.
Hooray!
He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake.
That's one character confirmed. Who else does he look and spy on?
I will say, as you look over, Xanther is currently holding up 3 different women on one bicep. They're just like dangling off of it. As he's like, yeah, you guys don't weigh a thing. It's like feathers. And they're all just like, very, just dangling.
Okay.
Yes, full
come
Gaston
back
style,
out.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Gaston.
when Kay comes back out, it obviously fits like a glove since, measurements were taken. And when she comes out, she actually is like trying to fight back happy tears.
Oh, she's fighting back an emotion? Oh, I'm so excited you said that. And it's your word choices. It's your word choices. So you have to roll a save at least, but I'm going to make it a hard save because you said fighting back emotions.
No, you're right.
It's a
you're right.
Here's the thing.
Tailored.
I haven't harassed you enough with it, so roll a charisma save.
Oh, sorry. I did not do charisma. Give me a sec. I just rolled a d20. Hang on.
I like that result for that d20. I hope your charisma is similar. Fuck. Okay. I'm really upset. I did a DC 16. And you rolled a 17.
She's been doing.
I was this close to spontaneously raising the DC because I wanted it to happen, but I can't cheat it. I'm not gonna do it. So you feel it like bubble up, and I will say it is powerful enough that you probably do a little bit of what you've tried to do with Zaphi, which is kind of channel it into something else. So we'll say like you essentially cast Prestidigitation. What is happening like with Prestidigitation right now?
I think there's probably just steam echoing like off of her. Like she's feeling so much emotion as opposed to actually combusting. It's just steam. So you see steam radiating off of her.
I love that. Hold on. Very important. Let me just roll a d20 for no reason. Cool. As you step out, someone comes running up to you, and Xanther stands there, elbows on his hips, and he's like, "Looking good, K Earthen. I like the outfit." And then he'll just like run on off, and you just see half of the entire club is like distraught because he didn't compliment them. So like it's not that you've made enemies. It's just like everyone is like, "Oh my god, Kay, like look at that. That's amazing." Like all of the sudden it's very like you got Xanther's attention, so you like obviously they're amazing. And then of course as he's running away, he'll turn around and then like point at Syntax and be like, "I like the heels. It's a good look with the fishnets." And then he'll keep going. And then sure enough, everyone else will start complimenting Syntax as well. And it's very much so this like jealous compliments to both of you guys. Yeah.
Thanks, we just deserve to look good, you know? It's just like shitty backhanded comments back. I don't know.
So yeah. In that moment, the steam after Xanther compliments her, the steam is going to come, like little swirls of fire are going to burst out from a few places. But again, it's still under control, but very barely.
I will say real quick, because Jerry, who's in the chat but conveniently not playing, he's obviously at work. It's fine.
What the fuck?
I get it. He can't be on video. I'm just throwing shade for the sake of throwing shade. But he did mention at one point, like, oh my god, they probably hate Imogen and all of that because the kiss sequence, right? Like, if just a compliment is enough to like cause this. But I will say, somehow there was maybe the start of this rumor, but suspiciously the rumor of like Imogen and Xanther suspiciously just ended before it could ever really get going.
Oh,
and you know,
I know why.
You know for a fact,
Aurora.
I was gonna say
not Aurora.
Yeah,
fucking
Rubina, because Rubina's the one that saw you guys, and so probably others saw as well. But you know that Rubina probably pulled so many strings to just like crush that as hard as she possibly
zip it up.
So again, if anything, it's impressive.
Is anyone else in this club? Yeah. Is Rubina in here as well?
Let's see who else is in this club. I know it's Xanther.
Because usually there's 2 NPCs.
Yeah, usually there are. This one only has Xanther, but I don't like that. So let me look at our NPCs and see who could be here.
Who are you gonna fuck us with? It's Greta, of course. Greta it wouldn't. Greta fucking hates this shit.
No, but I was this close to just having her show up, though, I will say.
You do whatever you want. You're the DM.
You know? No, that doesn't work. Yeah, for now, he's the only significant NPC in this group. Okay. There's a couple marks, but like other than yeah, there's not. No, okay. So realistically, there's someone who's not in the club, but who has been steadily showing up to practices more. and I'm pretty sure you can guess who. Because she's been working very hard to create a certain narrative. And sure enough, right after these compliments happen, you hear across the sort of padded area, Xanther, honey! And Rubina comes trotting up and makes a big show of like throwing her arms around him, like his shoulders, and like one of those playful, like, I'm throwing myself at you, you better fucking catch me kind of things. And he totally does, and it looks super romantic because like he like swings her around and all of this. But you guys know that Xanther's just doing that because like that's where the momentum took him. Like Xanther's an idiot. He doesn't get how much this looks like they're in a relationship. But Rubina absolutely does. And she like lands and brushes herself off and then looks up at him with kind of that like tilt in her head, neck, not her head. That'd be horrifying. Head just tilts. Okay, sorry. But she looks up at him and she's like, God, I just was thinking about last night and just, I love getting to spend time with you. He looks at her and there's an obvious confused look in his eyes. And he's like, yeah. What? And then she's like, oh, silly Xanther. We studied together last night, remember? Oh, yeah. I block out studying. And you can see like that phrase kind of rubs her the wrong way, but she's acting like it doesn't. She's like, haha, you're so funny. And she looks over at the rest of the group, her eyes falling on both Syntax and Kay. Oh, cool.
You don't have to say anything.
Do
you want one? I could make you one.
Oh, no. I mean, no, thank you. Thank you for the offer, though.
Of course, if you ever change your mind. We have so many classes that overlap. Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah. Okay. Xanther, honey. She turns back to Xanther. And then she leans into him. Do be careful, okay? Yeah. Just, yeah. I love what you're wearing, by the way, hun. It's so practical and it just looks so good. You know, sometimes just impractical outfit for gymnastics. I just don't get it.
Xanther, I could make you something sometime.
Really? I mean, that'd be awesome. I mean, I think I'd be able to work fishnets, but I'm not entirely sure.
We could make something that's more you. Just come over and I'll do the measurements. And he looks at Rubina as he says that.
And then he's like, yeah, bro, that sounds great. And he'll like walk over to you for like one of those like bro high fives where you like clasp it.
Syntax is used to it and is like fucking
yeah, he does the bro high five. Your like metal arm creaks a little like
yeah, it's like
too painfully. Rubina's just seething in the back, trying to think of like something to say to like beat
Syntax
you.
is just gonna mouth
eat
just
shit?
Straight up to her. No, just bitch. Yeah, just right over to her. He's not gonna even wait. He's gonna. Yeah. Are you gonna do a thing?
I'm looking up a stat block. Hold on.
Fuck. Oh shit! This is gonna be a fucking combat encounter because I will fucking throw down.
Not officially.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be an encounter though. Shit. Gonna check her acrobatics score.
I do need you to. She's gonna look at you and then she's just gonna do like a throat slit gesture, you know. And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Shit, I'm not good at those. Fuck, is she? Oh, because she's fucking Silver Quill.
She is Silver Quill.
Okay.
I really
Pretty sure it's a 5.
Yes.
It's
okay.
a 5.
You, as she does that, you hear her whispering in your ear. Her lips aren't moving, but you know it's her voice, and you just hear, "Are you so hypersexual and provocative just because it's the only way people will ever care about you? I hope you know that that fear is based in reality. They only like you because you perform. Should you ever just be yourself, they'll all leave you." And you are frightened.
Yeah.
Your speed is halved. Yeah. And then
Syntax is going to slowly just leave.
And she's like, "Oh, see you later, Cinny."
I have a question.
I have a question.
Yes. Anyone watching her would notice that she cast a spell because there was a little bit of black ink on her fingertips as she did this that kind of trailed into the air. It could have looked like just prestidigitation, kind of like flashy thing, but Syntax's overt shift in personality, anyone paying attention would be able to tell that she cast a spell on Syntax. It is not a settle spell.
I'm gonna do something real quick, but
yes.
Whoever was also asking a question, ask your question first.
Oh, I was gonna ask what Rubina was wearing.
Technically just the normal first year gray robes, but she's tied it in a way that like makes her look unique, if that makes any sense.
So
like,
what's in the picture?
Technically that's her second year onward outfit, because that's her Silver Quill outfit. But similar cut, if that makes sense. So think that, but gray.
Got it. Cool. Where's she standing right now?
Probably relatively center of the area, opposite Xanther, kind of waving as Syntax leaves.
Okay. Nim's gonna walk past her as he's like gonna follow Syntax out.
Syntax is leaving the opposite direction. Syntax is afraid. He's not going to approach Rubina. So if they're like this, Xanther's probably my thumb in the middle, right? Syntax over here, Rubina here. Syntax is going out that way. Sorry, visuals.
Okay, I can't see you. I don't have the camera.
No worries. It was a really shitty visual. Just Xanther's between you and Rubina. Yeah, sorry, go.
Nim is on his way out to leave. Okay. But as he's going to walk behind Rubina and take a scoop full of maggots out of his pocket and like put it down the back of her shirt and then walk away.
Roll a sleight of hand check. Are you trying to be stealthy with this?
Not really.
Okay, just sleight of hand to see if you can get it down her shirt.
Oh, we're making bad choices today.
She started it.
Fucking Jerry just throwing so much shade in chat. 16. Her perception. Yeah, I'm gonna have her roll a perception for this because you're walking right by her. But she has a +0, so let's see. That is a 12, so that works. Yeah, she doesn't notice you do this. You kind of like walk by her and then do this whole like, oh wait, no, I need to go that way. Like you were picking up a bag off the ground or something, right? And so you like turn around and walk away. And then probably once you pass Xanther again and get back to like where Syntax was, you start hearing, and then you start hearing the sound of your fruitful labor.
Yes.
What were you doing, Carly?
Oh, Evie was just gonna shout out, Rabina, that's very mean and non-consensual to cast a spell on someone.
With essentially
Very-
laser-like focus, Xanther snaps his attention at Rubina. And then she starts kind of like squirming and she's like, they put something down my shirt. And then he's like, Rubina, they wouldn't do that without your consent. But did you do something to Syntax and Nim? Is that why they're leaving? He crosses his arms as she just like starts like freaking out. She grabs a hand, pulls it back, and sees the maggots, and then just screams at the top of her lungs.
Yeah.
And then Xanther has this moment of like, oh shit, I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. And he just kind of freezes there. Very just chaos ensues. If you wanted to continue having a rest of practice, it's not gonna happen now. Just all of it is falling apart. Syntax is leaving, Nim is following, Xanther's trying to both help Rubina and kind of like teach her a life lesson. So he's like kind of lecturing her, but also like low-key pulling off her clothes.
It's really gross.
Yeah. Like it's really bad with like everything. He like grabs her shirt and he's like, do I have consent to remove this? And she's like, just get it the fuck off. And like it's not good.
It's a bad. Oh god, that fucking sucks.
So guys,
but at the same time,
absolutely your entire group now has nemesis points with Rubina.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Yes.
So as far as prestidigitation goes, I know prestidigitation can clean. Would I be able to clean Rubina's shirt?
Yes.
If it's maggots?
Yeah, you would be able to instantly clean or sully anything. You would be
Oh,
able
that's
to
so
help her.
nice. Don't do that.
Okay,
You can also shit her pants.
You do whatever you want to do. Make your choice.
During the entirety of this, after noticing that Rubina did something to Syntax, the swirls that were around Kay became like full-blown, like roiling ember, like some Dragon Ball Z shit going on, just surrounding her. And so at the point where right now where Xanther is trying to help her
backing away from Kay, like everyone who's not looking at Rubina is now like, oh my god, okay, she's gonna literally explode. Let's come on. The three marks.
He's going to stalk towards Xanther and Rubina as he's trying to help her with the maggots. And she's just going to kind of wave her hand and use prestidigitation to clean shirt. Mm-hmm. And she's going to look her dead in the eye and say, don't mess with my friends ever again. And then she's going to wave at Xanther and go follow after all of her friends who just left.
Roll a motherfucking intimidation with advantage, because that is the scariest fucking shit. I love how calm and like delightful the music is.
Good. It like really fits for some reason.
Okay, you do have advantage. So your first one was a 14. Holy shit.
Yes.
And your second one was a 25 for a crit. Okay, let me alter a statement I made earlier. You all have nemesis points with Rubina, except Kay, who she absolutely will not fuck with. She's still gonna fuck with your group, but if Kay is there, she will definitely suddenly be a lot quieter. Like, she is absolutely terrified of Kay now. Like, the way she acts, you'd think Kay, like, cut off a horse head and put it in her bed. Like, it's some, like, Godfather level, like... Yeah, and that's the thing, too, is that you were nice. Right? Like, you did something nice, and then, like, oh, no, you fucked her up psychologically. Like, she is not okay with this. Yes, I agree. Jerry says that's so hot of Kay.
It is.
And yeah.
Queen shit.
Speaking of Kay, our next scene that I would like to... Well, correction. Stuff happened with syntax here. That might be an interesting thing to follow up on, unless Trent doesn't want to.
Oh no, I think we definitely need to have this scene.
Yeah,
if you all want a little bit of vulnerable syntax, this is like your chance. I need to pee and I need to get water.
Yes.
So it's now break time.
I was gonna say now's a great time for our 10-minute break. This session may be ending a little bit earlier, but I have a kind of plot point that I'll throw out there, and hopefully we'll get there. But I imagine it'll probably be over by probably closer to 10:15, 10:30. But again, I'm saying that so it'll go late. But yeah, we will be back on in about 10 minutes. See you guys. Hey, welcome back. We are back from our break and we are ready to rumble. And by rumble, I mean deal with emotional trauma. Where we last left off, Syntax was quite literally magically insulted and had to leave because it was fucked up. Everyone is kind of following after Syntax with Nim hot on his heels. And we can pick up from there because when they said they wanted to do a gymnastic scene, I was like, what if they
Trauma
didn't?
scene.
What
if trauma?
Sorry, not intentional, but it just kind of happened. Yeah. Go.
Yeah, so Nim is running to catch up to Syntax.
He's not fast.
Oh yeah, I didn't think so, but like,
yeah, I know.
Still, like, be like, hey, why'd you leave?
Okay, as you kind of like catch up next to him, you can see that in even slightly more intense moments and stuff, they've definitely had like that kind of black, oily, kind of brown dripping stuff on them. It is like seeping out now. He looks kind of fucked up and shaken, and they don't really catch your words at first, and they just go, I need to get to take this off right now.
Okay. Well, Nim will take off like the cloak he usually has on and like sort of put it around Syntax so he doesn't feel like exposed.
Yeah.
I guess.
They'll hold it close. And they'll just kind of like,
let's go somewhere where you can take it off.
Okay. I want to give group time to catch up, so is everyone else coming?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. We'll say we go to the side to like small bench and small park thing.
Yeah.
Enough to be seen, but privacy. Syntax will just kind of stop. They're not quick, and they need to catch their breath, I guess, a moment.
Did Rubina do something to you? I saw her do something to you.
She said some stuff, yes. It's not necessarily false, and I just needed to leave. I'm sorry.
You don't need to be sorry. You didn't do anything. What did she say to you?
She said some personal things that, like I said, she's not necessarily wrong in it, just I thought I could. I was very excited about today, actually. That's why I brought you and Evie, and I made that for Keirthana.
It's beautiful. You guys both look great.
Mm-hmm. You guys look super cool.
I don't know if I'm gonna go back.
Why? Just because of what that bitch said? You can't let her win? That's not the Syntax I know.
She made a good point, though. She said that I'm there to be a... Yeah, he seems to like struggle to figure out the words, but eventually just continues. Maybe I'm just there to be pretty and to entertain, and I don't know anymore. If that's... I was excited for this, and now it feels wrong.
Why does what she says have to be true? It doesn't sound true to me. It's obvious that you're not just meant for that. You're meant to do whatever it is you want to do, Syntax.
I know what I'm good at, and I know what I came to this school for. And part of why I'm in this club is because I wanted to see if I can still do what I like. I don't know. I don't know if I can. That's why today was special, but it doesn't feel necessarily right anymore. I don't know.
It can still be special. I think it's very special. You made this beautiful thing for Kaerthana, and she loves it. Look how much she loves it. Isn't that special? I think it is.
Kay is very tentatively going to reach her hand out to Syntax's hand and say, I've never gotten a gift from a friend before. I've never really had a friend before, and I was really excited for today too, and I don't think we have to let her ruin the club. She's not even part of the club. And what she said to you, she wanted it to hurt you. She wanted it to scare you. Just because she said it doesn't mean it has to ruin this exciting club for us. We don't have to be scared to go and to perform. We don't like you because you're a performer or an entertainer.
Like you because you're you.
I know you're all fantastic people. I know that. I don't know. She's not wrong. She's a fucking bitch about how she says things. I fucking hate her so much.
I put maggots in her shirt.
Really?
She screamed.
Yeah.
You didn't have to. That's terrible.
You should have seen her running around. She
And Syntax, after you left, Evie yelled out in front of everyone that she cast a spell on you, and even Xanther was upset.
Because she did it non-consensually.
And that's a big no-no.
I don't know. Maybe that's still a terrible spell.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know if I agree with. I need to think about some things, but Syntax will actually not even realizing that Kaerthana was touching their hand is now actually oh fuck, and gives it a squeeze. We'll come back another day if that's all right.
Sure.
I need to think about a few things. Thank you for being here.
Where else would we be?
Syntax is gonna kind of pull a small kind of gilded kind of chain from their chest, and at the end of it is a long kind of windable key type thing. Just kind of silently move a little bit to the side so it's not directly to the group, but still enough that they could see. Kind of embarrassed, but comfortable enough probably at this point, and is going to pull back the lace eye patch, which drops to the ground. And in that socket, you can see the slight movement of gears and cogs, and they shakily kind of pull it and give it a quick couple twists, and their body shudders a bit, and then they kind of pull it out. It's covered in that kind of blackish ichor brown ooze, and they wipe it off with a very kind of pretty doily-looking handkerchief and nod to the group and brushes kind of the hair a little bit more over the face, and then kind of will take with help walk back to dorm.
Yeah, Nim will go with him. Yeah.
As you begin to take a step after Syntax, you feel a sharp sort of pain in your head.
Yeah.
You know what that means. You know someone wants to talk to you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes. like knock knock, let me in. Like
it's that
do you
kind
want
of
me
thing.
to,
You can delay it. You think you can probably delay it. You don't know how long. Last time it got to the point where it forced its way in. You could maybe take the call now. You could walk back with Syntax. I don't know, but
he's gonna walk back with Syntax.
It has that
right
feeling
now.
of like a building migraine. You know it's there. You know it's coming. You have to deal with it at some point. Are you gonna pretend like it's not there a little bit longer?
Yes, because he wants to walk back with Syntax.
Okay.
But after that, after he's made sure that Syntax is good and everything, and they're all like back in their rooms, then yeah.
Okay.
He'll take the meeting.
Evie and Kay, what are you guys doing? Are you walking back with them? Are you letting them have their space? What are you doing?
If it's all right to walk them, Evie would like to hop along just to after that whole thing, just to chill and help.
I think seeing that Syntax is gonna need some space when they get back is gonna let the rest of the group go, and she's gonna go over to the Fury Gales to just work out some stuff.
Okay. As you're walking to the Fury Gale, you feel a strong grip grasp your wrist with a kind of desperation in the slight hand. And you turn to see Aurora. There's alarm on her face. I know we don't get along, but you're the only one I could find in such short notice.
What's going on?
She takes a shaky breath. Silver Quill. It has to do with Silver Quill. You'll think it's something else. You'll think it's Witherbloom. That's the point. It's Silver Quill. You notice something strange. From the side of her eye, not quite the tear duct, not the center, but the outside, you see an almost ethereal, light blue tear. And you're looking and you see that same kind of liquid trailing from her ears and from her nose. She's shaking as she's grabbing your wrist, like the information she's trying to pass on is deeply, deeply important. It's underneath it, underneath Silver Quill.
Is that all you know?
She, you see her just like really trying to form a thought form a sentence. There's something with Silverquill. I don't know why I'm telling you this. She looks at you. Why am I telling you this? Silverquill. Why am I thinking of that college? She looks at you. What? She kind of steps back for a moment, pushing you away, and there's this look in her eye. The look of fear, of lack of recognition. Who are you? What do you want with me? She backs up and starts running. You see her kind of scooting wide of everyone who walks near her. And you watch as her kind of gait starts taking a weird, arrhythmic stance. And eventually she wobbles and collapses to the ground, perhaps 50 feet from you. A few students and faculty start closing in on her. And eventually you see the faculty wave down one of the sort of simulacrum, essentially the Earl, those kind of guys. And some of them come over with a stretcher and carry her away. You see her kind of rocking her head back and forth slightly, mumbling something, her eyes having rolled back into her head.
Oh my god.
Nim, did you want to take that call?
Are you good? Yeah,
Sorry,
what the fuck is this session? Fuck off.
I mean, all joking aside, Kay, is there anything you would like to do?
Say again, what'd you say?
I said all joking aside with a shitty transition, is there anything you would like to do in that scene?
Kay's not going to go to Fury Gale. She's going to book it back to the dorms, to the group. That is all.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I realized I transitioned but didn't give you an opportunity, so I wanted to make sure. But yeah, back in the dorms, Nim, you're feeling pretty constant pressure on your temple now.
Yeah, he'll just be like hanging out in his room. Can I do some like room stuff? Like, can I?
Yeah, you can do
can I
whatever
describe
you want.
his room?
You can do whatever you want. I see Carly started the trend. Everyone's got to design their room now. I'm just messing
We do,
with you.
like, it's
No,
like,
it's
I'm
awesome.
sure everyone has
I love
ideas
it.
for, like, what's in their room, but I'm like, I feel like it'd be cool if we all, like, said what was, I don't know.
Yeah, no,
like,
I genuinely love it. Go for it. This scene goes at your pace, so whenever he wants to have the conversation, he can.
Okay, for sure. Nim's room is dark. Curtains are usually drawn close. The most like prominent thing you'll see when you enter Nim's room is a shrine of sorts. There is a skull in the center of it with what looks like a long white wig on it. And various candles and just like little offerings, little animal bones placed around it. Yeah, so he's lighting those candles right now. And he's kneeling in front of the shrine, sort of just thinking about the day, about ready to do his usual prayers and talks with his mother. So yeah, he'll just be like crouching down to do that when he decides to take.
Okay. God, that's such an anticlimactic way to word it. Taking the call.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't know what to say.
No, honestly, I'm in the same boat. I'm the one who started it, but as you close your eyes and take a deep breath. When he
decides to let.
Yeah. Yeah. As you close your eyes and take a deep breath, and once you open them again, you're in a black, featureless space. Much like my only reference for this is Stranger Things. Essentially a black void with a surface of water on which you walk. You see your reflection below you, kneeling like you are, only it's what you once looked like, or what you would look like at your current age had you not made certain choices, though now you're starting to think those you might have looked like this regardless of your choices. You don't know. You feel a presence in front of you. And you know that it's there. The thing that you didn't have the nerve to look at before.
He'll look.
He'll look?
Yeah, he's looking.
Okay. Let me pull up the artwork on our virtual tabletop. The being before you towers a good 15, 20 feet tall. It's wrapped in desiccated fabric. You can't smell anything in this weird space, but you know that this being smells of death and decay. As it looks down at you, you who was maybe the size of one of its hands, one of its 5 hands. The Daemagoth looms down.
I've been waiting for this art. I'm sorry. It's so cool.
There is something I need. And you are going to help my colleague get it.
Why?
You feel the space around you chill. As if the very warmth of life was being removed from you at asking this asinine question.
Because I ask it. Do you need another reason?
I'm not even sure if I have to answer to you anymore. I don't even think I was the one who made the pact with you. Answer
You
me that,
weren't.
and I'll do it.
But there is one person who knows the truth of your situation.
Who?
A deep rumbling laugh vibrates the ground, changing the water into the weird rivulets and ripples of standing waves that water forms when sound is played through it.
Me. I have all the answers you want, little boy. Every single one. No, you don't have to do a single thing I ask of you. And you know what the worst part is? You never had to. I have not made you do a single thing. I simply gave you the power to do what you so desired. And you did it all on your own.
I didn't even make the pact with you.
No, you didn't. That's why I was always there, under your bed at night.
Oh.
In your dreams, in your thoughts. I was always waiting for you to be ready, to want power, and then there I was. No,
So
we
I'm
are
just
more connected than you ever could have realized.
Why me?
Because you are unfortunate enough to be born into the bloodline in which you were birthed. You're your grandfather's son. Grandfather's grandson, if you will. And the sins of the father carry on to the son and the son after him.
Seems unfair.
Life isn't fair. That's what makes it life. But if you're looking for fairness, know that you have the choice. You always have. We'll always be connected. We'll always be able to have these little chats. But the power I give you is yours alone to do with as you see fit. But the difference between the two of us is that I know you better than you know yourself. And I know that you will help me in this matter. Because I know...
Good.
I know that you want answers, that you want to belong. And I'm the only one who can give you those.
Nim will, like, hang his head, like, and let out, like, a really defeated breath, and take a minute to stare into his reflection of what he would have looked like. What is it that you require?
Simple. I require my associate to get his payment. Your friends like to intervene. If my predictions are correct, you will be there. You will be able to ensure that they get what they came for. Do you want a name?
Yes.
Well, her name is Asterin. You will get her what she is there for.
Is that all?
Yes. A pleasure doing business with you, my lord.
And you?
No, it's not. It's misery for you to do business with me. Don't lie. You forget I feed on misery.
Then as long as you know me, you'll never go hungry, will you?
At least we both know where we stand. Farewell, little nobleman.
You blink, and when you open your eyes, you're back in your room. And then that's when you hear the scream outside. And that's where we will stop for this session.
What, bitch? We got an hour.
Okay. I'll go a little bit
Did I bully
more.
you?
Well, I'll go a little bit more. All of you guys hear...
You're welcome, everyone.
Hear this scream. Kaerthana, you've just made it back to the dorms. And night's fallen. You look around, and as you're going into the main dorms, you hear a resonating scream. Sure enough, you turn around and look, and you see students, most of which dressed in Witherbloom outfits, fleeing the trail that leads to the Witherbloom campus. In the distance, you see smoke rising from where the main campus of Witherbloom stands. You others quickly come out of your dorms, hearing the commotion, to see, in the fading light of the sun, the smoke, and Kaerthana standing there at the entrance. Entrance to the dorms, not to the Witherbloom.
What's going on? Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly what's going on, but Aurora gave me the warning we asked her for, and she said it's not Witherbloom. It's not Witherbloom, it's Strixhaven. And something was wrong with her afterwards. Silver Quill. She didn't recognize me, and she passed out and got taken away by one of the earls. So whatever's going on, they want us to think it's at Witherbloom, but it's Silver Quill.
So should we
Let's
go to Witherbloom, or should we go towards Silverquill?
As you say that, you see, dressed in velvety slippers and a velvet red robe, you see Quintilius running out.
Yeah, we know.
Looking over to the exploding Witherbloom, then back at you guys with a kind of look of panic on his face. And then he says, "That's obviously the Auric, right?"
We're going to Silverquill. Apparently that's where we need to go.
He furrows his brow and then looks over at the smoke, then looks at you, then gestures with his hand to the smoke. Are you shitting
Aurora,
me?
I know. Aurora said that we need to go to Silverquill.
He grabs the bridge of his nose.
Please, I need you to come with us.
Where would we be going in Silverquill? That's the other side of camp. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. She said she was mainly being a distraction. It's the other side of campus. He points at Witherbloom. That's a pretty fucking big distraction.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to be.
I think we're running at this point.
Yeah. He'll do some like magical twist, and he'll like magical girl anime transform into his school attire. And then he'll keep running. He'll give like a side eye to Syntax and be like, "I'm Prismari. It's all about presentation."
Syntax just sighs. He hasn't changed yet, so he still has the cloak on from Nim, and they just kind of do this sigh, and then they do their anime transformation. And I'm sorry, Nim, it just rips up your cloak because it's not a part
Fine.
of the design.
He'll get another one.
Yeah. And then it's
That's
just
really awesome.
what's really fuck you. This is great for we don't know what the fuck is going on. Syntax is wearing their armor, but like the areas around it are still their fucking really bright and poofy pinks and purple stars and diamonds and shit. Ugh. Fine, fuck it. Today couldn't be any worse.
He scoffs. It's like, it can always get worse, Syntax.
Does not look pleased.
He's like, what? It's true.
Kaerthana, do we have any more idea besides just Silverquill?
She said underneath Silverquill.
There's nothing under Silverquill. Are you sure she wasn't sent to you all as a distraction for you? I mean, I can't imagine the Auric wouldn't know that she had been compromised.
Well, she passed out shortly after. I don't think she was the distraction.
He, like, furrows his brow. Passed out.
Yes, her eyes rolled into the back of her head, and she felt
They hurt. She tried to warn us, and they hurt her.
He furrows his brow.
This is the least we can do.
What did that look like? Was it just her eyes rolling back? Or was there any medium involved?
When she first was trying to tell me, she seemed clear-headed, and she had this liquid coming out of her ears and her eyes. And then when I tried to ask her questions, she backed away from me as if she didn't know who I was.
He's going to roll an Arcana check. I will also say, if Imagine was here, he'd be able to roll this as well, but he's not. Evelina, you have been focusing very hard on your studies. Remind me, Evelina, you were the only one to get full ace everything, right? Okay, so then you're the only one who can make this roll. So, never mind. Imogene hasn't taken that test yet, so we don't actually know if Imogene could have made this roll. But right now, you're the only one who has aced everything, so you get to make this roll. This is an Arcana check. Don't forget, you have student dice.
Yeah, I was double checking to see what I have. Then, yeah, Arcana. Okay, cool.
I believe you also have inspiration from... If I didn't give you inspiration, literally everyone deserves inspiration for how they handled the fucking Rubina thing. All of you guys were great. So you have that for now. I say for now, until the end of the combat. But yeah.
Let's see here.
That is a 12. You can add your student dice. Inspiration will not re-roll student dice, but it can re-roll the other.
And if I do inspiration, do I have to take the
No, you can take your better result.
Okay.
It's not a reroll.
Okay.
And you don't have to do this. This might not be worth your inspiration. I will tell you now, we are moving toward the climax for this semester. If you haven't guessed.
We're gonna die.
And does inspiration go away after
it
session?
Does go away after you use it.
After
you guys will keep this until the end of the combat.
Got you.
So this is kind of, think of it as one big session from here on out.
Okay. We'll save it in case there's a natural one somewhere.
Yeah, that's valid. I would love you to roll it, but you can add student dice though. That's a D4, and that will go away once you use it.
Yeah, 1d4. Come on. Hey.
Hell yeah, you needed to beat a 15. So
let's go.
You vaguely remember coming across this type of magic in your studies. It wasn't in any of your tests, which is why you had to ace the tests to know this, because this implies that you were studying hard enough to come across information that wasn't actually on your tests, but just happened across it.
All right,
Pulling a
Hermione.
very Hermione Granger. Oh, I read this one time. You remember that there are certain spells, potions, and things that can alter memories. It's very potent, and oftentimes it's hard to be selective with it. But certain signs are this kind of like blue ethereal kind of, think like glow stick liquid if you broke a blue glow stick. But a little bit more clear. And most potions and whatnot that deal with memory or even spells, the leaking memories, quote, oftentimes look like that. So you realize, Kaerthana was literally watching as Aurora's mind flowed out of her. Or her memories, anyway. What you do know is that it is not fatal, but it is something that is extremely hard to reverse. So, yeah. Memory magic.
Hearing that, Evie's definitely flying along because she cannot run.
She hops.
She does not hop fast enough, but I was like, that sounds.
It would scoop her up.
Oh,
hold her like a football.
Yeah.
Hearing that evil little shout, I was like, that sounds like something with a memory potion. Like her memories must have been falling out of her by then.
And
she might have known that was going to happen to her. All the more reason we have to understand that she did this. But it wasn't a light thing for her to do. We're going the right way.
Quintilius will nod. If they erased her memory, it's because she had information and they found out she was compromised, right? I'd say we trust this knowledge. Because she quite literally, it was the last thing she could give you. And if she said Silverquill, it's because that's what she repeated over and over. That's what she felt was the most important, no?
She's not gonna die, is she?
Quintilius just shrugs.
Evie will come out. It's like, it's not fatal, but it's gonna be a bit hard to undo all of that.
I mean, yes, of course she's not gonna die. It's a memory. He says, like he had all the information that Evie obviously had. Should I get any other backup? Do you want me to grab anyone else? I can meet you there, or I can stick with you.
Stick with us for now. We'll see who's here next session.
That is honestly a very valid statement. You guys get to Silverquill campus, and that is where we will pick up next session.
Okay. Does it look normal? Is it crazy and all fucked up?
It looks normal. It does not look like there's anything out of place. If anything, it's just relatively uninhabited.
Okay, doke.
Like, it's probably about as crowded as this picture makes it out to be, which is what, like 5 people. But yeah, so that is where we'll leave off. That's better than just the scream. This moves us along.
Now we're ready for the dungeon.
Yeah, with my luck, it would have taken like 3 more hours to get to this point. And this is where I wanted us to officially. Yeah. Okay. I'm fucking stressed, bro. Dude, same. Yeah. I don't know. Why? Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe Rubina hit her like final straw, and she's just gonna destroy the town now.
Yeah, guys, spoilers. It's not the Auric, it's Rubina.
Yeah, she had it.
Maybe she's main Auric. We don't know.
That is on brand.
Okay, Alexa's calling me out. But fair. I like my fictional characters and the player characters a lot, so I'm stressed for them. because I also know how
you made today the crappiest day. You
I
were
know it
just
was
like
really
perfect.
shitty. I'm sorry.
No, I'm
Are
glad.
you kidding?
It
What
was
a great
well planned.
What great
Tough
moments
for
we had
you.
in this session.
Yeah.
Care.
And we will
If I don't see
eventually.
K Earthana, freak the fuck out.
Oh my god, I love it. I'm all ready for like woke up and choose violence, K Earthana. Like absolutely my
100%.
favorite. Also, we will eventually, hopefully next session, possibly the one after, depending on how far you guys progress. But you guys may be meeting our first Strixona, which is a NPC designed and created by one of our viewers, specifically Alexa, the wonderful fandomite in our chat, the de facto hype man and just ultimate best viewer participant ever. Yeah, I was like, hey, do you have, I know you're an artist. If you want to do art for your character, just let me know.
Hey, we should put up the art that she did of fucking Syntax and Quintilius.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I don't have
Yeah.
that loaded into Roll20 right now, but I will for next session.
Okay,
Just,
it's too good.
it's really good.
We can all praise her, Jerry.
I know, isn't Jerry's job to insult?
I
said that with
know.
love.
Which one is it? Pick one, man.
Both.
Yeah, both. No, that fan art is amazing. So I will say, I'm going to show it to you guys on stream next session. But if you want to see it early, as well as chat with us, or talk about the game, post fun fan art, or see character art, memes while we're playing, all that jazz, we have our official Discord linked to our Twitch, as well as our official YouTube, if you want official, not official, as well as our official YouTube, which has all of our previous episodes that are not on Twitch anymore. I hope if you enjoyed today's show or session, and you haven't seen any earlier than this, you might go back and watch some. There's some great technical difficulties in some of the earlier sessions and recent sessions. I just like to pretend that it's over. It's not. It's a super fun game. I hope you enjoy it. And but yeah, if you want to see that fan art, as well as a ton of other awesome things, as well as lots of information about our homebrew world that Strixhaven is in, join our Discord. It is great. I really like it. It's also what we run this game out of. Also, occasionally, we're going to try to make this more of a thing, probably every other session or so. We have a out-of-game voice chat in our Discord that we will hopefully hop on over into to chat with people after the game, if anyone is interested. We're not going to start that this week, but hopefully next week we will be able to do that. It's there if you want to participate, if you want to talk with us directly. We won't be on stream for that, but we will be in our little talkback Discord. And anyone's welcome there. So yeah, I hope we all hope to see you again in the future, and wish you a wonderful evening. Definitely a better evening than what the players are going to be having. Not players, the characters. I hope the players have a wonderful evening.
Yeah, I'm gonna start working on my secondary character in case we die.
Hey, the hope is not for that to happen. Just for it to get painfully close to happening. I will say, you can do this coming dungeon, quote, wrong, and it will be substantially harder.
Yeah, great.
I will tell you ahead of time, guys. You're going into a Silver Quill dungeon. If there is a dungeon that has riddles and puzzles, it is a Silver Quill dungeon. So, just giving you that ahead of time. Yes, but also keep in mind that you can always roll as your characters, because again, your characters may be, quote, smarter than you. So, if you can't figure out a riddle, but your character might be able to, there's always a roll that you can do to both get hints, or if you roll high enough, just get the answer. but those answer rolls are very high. But clues and whatnot, there's always options. Hopefully I can get that dungeon up and running to the extent that I want it to be by next session, and I'm excited. So hopefully Jerry will finally join us, because he's our only person who's actually going to Silver Quill.
Jerry said he's not going to be there next session.
He's not next week.
Well, fuck him. At least he's like knowing what's happening though. Like he can't play, but he's at least like keeping up with what's happening. So that I do appreciate. We will also probably just say, liminally speaking, that the whole group is here. You're all going. But again, we're not going to have anyone run anyone else in combat. They're just going to kind of spontaneously exist and not exist, probably. Unless it's kind of mid-combat and their character is too vital to where they're standing. If that's the case, I may request one of you guys to kind of run their character at that point. Only in combat, no roleplay. But hopefully that doesn't happen. Because I don't like doing that. But yeah, do be ready for both fun puzzles, hopefully they're fun, hopefully they're puzzling, and dungeoning. I'm gonna let you guys go. Have a wonderful evening, and we will see you next week, everyone. Farewell.
See you next Tuesday. Make your bets on who's gonna die.